my chair. Tap on my chair. Okay, we're rolling.
There we go. It popped up. There we go. Maybe.
Vacation. Huh? Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, hello everybody, and welcome to Witching Hour with Nina. And happy Friday the 13th, guys.
Yes, it's actually a very lucky day for witches. So go get tattoos, go dance under the full moon, do something fun and exciting.
Exactly. Fun and exciting is always the way to go.
And I really don't know if there's a full moon. I was just being smart ass. You can run outside and be naked anytime. Just
I think the full moon was like last week. Yeah. But anyways, so we're gonna do some Friday the 13th energy. So remember, you can pick a number 1, 2, or 3.
All right.
1, 2, or 3. Get those numbers going, and I will pull for 1 and 3, and Miranda will pull for number 2.
Let's get number 2, y'all.
And don't be switching them up after you hear the reading, okay? Because that's cheating.
That is cheating. You gotta be self-critical sometimes.
Show me the one. I'm gonna pull 2 cards for each.
Oh, fuck, I guess that one.
Swap out.
That's
Okay.
it.
Pull for 2.
All right. There's always one bend on me.
I know, because they're
Okay, there's 3.
okay, and then
I mean 2, right?
2, yeah. Did you pull 2 cards?
No, I just pulled 1.
We'll see for la chingada. Pull 2!
No, I'm doing 2, so now you're doing the 3. Let's go give it back. Calm down there.
Okay.
Calm down there. Don't start,
I'm fired.
don't start swearing in Spanish. If we get like some of those sexy like fireman ones, you guys know what you're talking about.
Hey guys, got your number ready?
Okay, you talk, you do you.
I always do. Okay, so for the number 1s, your Friday the 13th energy, just remember that there's opportunities all around you energetically, but watch your attitude. And I think this was for me. Watch your attitude because shit can topple over real fucking quick, and you will have a tower moment where everything will go to hell. And this means all your opportunities down the drain. So somebody might end up in jail or
In
something.
jail,
here.
yes.
And you don't want to go to jail on the weekend, guys. You're not going to wait till Monday to see a judge.
Or it's gonna take extra to bail you out.
Just take the energy for what it is, and or your phone calls, and you know when you're trying to do some cool shit. Take the energy for what it is, because this is open opportunity. This is the world. This is whatever is surrounded in your world. Put more focus into it. Okay, so that was number 1.
Yay. Okay, for my lucky number 2s, for our lucky Friday the 13th. No, I'm just kidding. So, a lot of you are feeling like you were on top. You were the cream of the crop, and you guys are doing your damn thing. Many of you are moving forward. You're pushing past all the difficulties. So, number 2, you guys, this was very, very lucky. This is telling me you're in your element. You're picking things up, and even though you're surrounded by chaos, you're doing the damn thing. So, keep it up. As well as, don't worry. This is not something that is going to be short-lived or not going to last very long. This is something that's going to be very powerful, and it's going to be ongoing. So, happy Friday the 13th.
Yeah, and so that reminds me of people like that. Something good happens to them. They're like, okay, well, when's the bad coming around the corner?
The Virgo in me. I do that.
Yeah.
That was my card. I picked number 2. I was thinking number 2. I watched too much TV.
Okay, and number 3. Abundance, abundance, abundance. You are having opportunities in this Friday the 13th energy to have money, save money, pay all your bills off. I mean, this is going through and through. There is extra money, and it's probably not only because of tax season. Who knows? But I feel like there's other opportunities there. And love. Your loved ones. Keep them close, keep them tight, and be open to meeting somebody new this weekend.
Yay.
Yay. Okay.
Okie dokie. Now where do we start? All right, guys. So we figured since we did talk about altars last week, we realized that we needed to go a little bit more into the ancestral altars, and we had a few questions that came in with that. So we're going to go over it again, and we're going to cover as much as we can. I know you were going over some more stuff. Do you have like tips and tricks you want to share, or
I'll do that at the end because I have just some spells and stuff.
Oh, see, she's got spells. Look at you, Nina. You're like feeling that fire energy today. All right, so we are going to start with your table. Now, with your table, you guys, we want to have something natural. I was always told wood was good, so I know a lot of people, even people that do readings for cards, I was always told to use wood. If you can't, that's fine. Your ancestors aren't going to give a shit. Sometimes some of us are closet witches and we have to practice in the quiet. So if that's something we need to do, then that's fine. And I will tell you, like, growing up Catholic, the whole Hispanic type thing, because my family's from New Mexico, you will not walk into a home that is, of the Hispanic origin or definitely from New Mexico without having some kind of altar up that's dedicated to your ancestors. And a lot of times we don't realize that's what it is.
Yeah.
Because we were taught to hide it.
Yes, exactly. And I'm going to say for the Mexican as well, Mexican American or Mexican, whatever, it's all the same bloodline. So I never knew that. I never knew that. We always had our loved ones, our grandparents, and stuff up in a corner, with the Virgin Mary and flowers and
candles
and candles, and we always had Christmas lights around them.
Yeah,
Christmas
the
lights.
Wiccan, I know that's very popular.
So yeah, I never knew that it was an actual altar until recently, because I'm guilty, but that's just what it is.
It's okay. I feel like, and I had a witch friend growing up in high school. She was like deep in, okay, like very, very witchy, like everything about her. And she walked in the home and she was like, "Why do you have an altar? Why do all Mexican families have altars?" And I was like, "That's just our family."
Yeah.
I was like,
"That's our ofrenda."
Yeah, our
but it's an altar.
It's actually an altar. Yeah. So that's where we are. So a lot of times you will walk into a home and you will see it. Now, I was always taught that you could read the ancestral altars, but you need to have permission from the
owner of the house. Yes.
So if you go into a loved one's house and you notice that and you want to pray your homage, I was always taught to tap on the table 3 times. Now you will use these 2 fingers or you cannot. Okay. Now you will cross yourself at one point in time after you do it. It doesn't matter if you go 1, 2, 3 and do the sign of the cross, or if you go 1, 2, 3 at some point in time. And all it is making sure that you're not calling spirits out to you. You're sealing yourself off, but you're paying homage to those spirits and letting them know that you recognize them and you appreciate them protecting the home. So, okay.
Sweet.
Now, with those, you guys would like to put some kind of cloth or something over it, as well as any of their personal vices, personal things that they liked. My dad, he has trago, because he liked dark whiskey. Yeah, he liked the dark whiskey, and his was apple crown. So his was crown always with an apple crown, and so I always pour a shot for him on holidays and things like that of the apple crown.
Oh, nice.
Other than that, I'll keep like a feather, something symbolizing, because my dad loved his heritage. My dad was very ingrained in his whole native stuff, so I try to keep that there. I keep a picture of him. The same with my husband. My husband also liked Drago, but his was Jameson because he was Irish and Scottish.
Oh, wow.
So, and then I would keep little pendants from his service. Things that meant stuff to him. He loved Freddy Krueger. I hate Freddy Krueger, but he loved it. In fact, our first Halloween together, he went as Freddy Krueger and I went as Nancy. And
oh my god!
I bought a blonde wig and a little. It was a slip, but you know how she wears the negligee and it gets ripped open, and so I cut it to look like little slash marks and did blood and everything. And he's like, "Are you always going to be my victim?" I go, "Oh, I've always been your victim." So,
that's cute. That's really cute.
Yeah, it was crazy like that. The reason we put candles on the altar, you guys, it has to do with light, warmth, cleansing. We want them to have a safe way back.
Yeah.
If they want to visit us.
That's the way home. Yes. That's what I always
It's the way home. But that way they can always have a light to find their way. Now, the same with the water. Water is an element. It's also placed there to help refresh their spirits. It's a long journey from where they're coming from. So you want to place water there, some type of water. It doesn't matter if you're doing a shot glass of water, but make sure you change that water out. You do not want that water to become stagnant, which it can, or sometimes it depletes. And a lot of times that's talking about the energies within the rooms, things like that. So pay attention to your water. Incense. So for my husband, I only burn certain incense. For my dad, I do tobacco on celebrations because he was native, and then other things like sage and stuff like that, and cedar. I have to be very careful with cedar because in Santeria it's considered taboo to burn cedar.
Oh,
So
okay.
yeah, it has to do with the whole respecting of the tree type thing.
Yeah.
But I mean, as a witch, I burn it, and
Right.
as native, I do it. So. And then you guys can put crystals and stones. Don't get too much into it. I mean, if that's something that they like, definitely.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it's their space, and you want them to be able to return to their space where they're comfortable. You're inviting them into their.
So no clutter, people.
Yeah. Don't. Try not to. Try not to.
You're not cluttering these spaces.
Okay. And as far as the altar cloth, I was always taught to use white. But some people are actually able, I don't know if you've seen them, but they make cloths out of their clothing. You know, they'll put, like, my aunt, because her husband was very big into Harley, rode a motorcycle, and he went down on his motorcycle. So she keeps his bandana as
Oh, nice.
the cloth on her altar for him. And it's really pretty. It still smells like him. Yeah. And then we will get into burning things on the altar, you guys.
So why do we burn things on the altar?
Me? Okay. I was like, oh, me?
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you a question.
Okay. We burn things on the altar to help remove stuff. You guys need to remember that they walk this path in life. They also have blinders like you, and now they are in the spirit realm. They no longer have those blinders. They can see everything. They can hear everything. And let's not forget, they were here with us in life, and they know sometimes we have bad tendencies. So we will burn things on the altar to help remove things, to invoke them. Personally, you know, that's why I tell people when they come in and they're like, oh, my tia used to do this, or my grandma, shit, invoke them. You got people messing with you,
Bring them in.
bring them in.
And so that's what more of my stuff is gonna go into. Like after we do the burning, is like your ancestors can help you make your spells that much stronger. You know, if you're doing spells from your altar, you can invite them in also for protection.
Yes, protection is normally what I do, but yeah, definitely.
Or health, like especially bloodline, in your bloodline, if you guys are having health issues, put the person's name and, you know, let them know who it is and light a candle for them. And around the ancestral altar and bring that in. So
I always pray to them to watch over my kids, and it helped because little Miss Kara got in an accident. And they were like, yeah. So
yeah, close call.
was definitely. So you guys, what we sell here is ancestral money. The reason that we burn ancestral money is there's also this very big idea, you know, that some of them, they may have passed early. So with them passing early, there's still debts to be paid. Now, if you have a lot of money problems, that's another reason why you want to burn ancestral money. You want to clear that path. So
Because those energies can be generational.
Yeah.
They can come down. It can be karmatic. Just remember, everything can be passed down from, especially through your bloodline.
Yeah.
You know, especially if they were fucked up.
yeah, and
Do you have lighter? Or do I need to grab one?
probably
Jeanette, you can hand me that. It's right. in the
sorry
front.
guys.
It's
Turn one down.
lighter. Right there. In the
But yeah, so with the ancestral money, you guys, if you buy it here in the shop, you get this little ancestor money, or it's also been known as DOS paper. Sorry, I can't say that correctly. And on here, it talks about it being spiritual funds that you can send to your ancestors. The concept is that the ancestors leave behind debts, behind which sometimes trickle down among the living. So again, we're going to burn this to help remove the debts. Because their debt was not settled here in the flesh, they are limited on the other side, and this removes the limitations, and it's extended out to their ancestor, their bloodline, their kin.
There goes one. She say less, girl. There we go. You know me, fire starter.
I know she is a fire starter. She normally sets stuff on fire here at the shop, and in fact, we've gone through several plates. And she's like, yeah. Normally, it doesn't matter how much you burn. A lot of people will just do one. I normally do a couple. I got a lot of ancestors, you guys.
Yeah.
So with me, what I traditionally do is I will light the corner, and I will say to my ancestors that came before me, those that still choose to walk beside me, ancestors known and unknown, I thank you, and I pay homage to you. Please help me. See, I've done it already. Please help me in my paths. You know more of what I need than what I do. Touch it. And then it burns out.
I just said, clear the fucking debt. Remember, guys, you don't have to say it out loud. Say it in your head. Okay, it's like a prayer.
It's like, oh, what's that Madonna song?
Just like a prayer. You know I'll take you there.
Yeah, that song. I love that song.
You know, something.
Okay, guys.
Yeah, I know that song.
Okay, now this talks about how to give prayers and offerings. So I don't know if you want to do this one, or
No, it's fine.
because this is like, so Nina's gonna tackle this the prayer, like do your little offering type thing,
Yes.
how to use the spells. But okay, so here also, you guys make sure you're using a fire safe bowl. As
Keep our
there's
pressure on fire.
well, that was gonna be our next topic. No, just kidding. So you use a fireplace or I can't talk today, guys. It's been bad all day today. Okay, fire safe bowl. I don't care if you use the shell. A lot of people like to use the shells. Again, there's some taboos spread around it, but I mean, we have shells in the shop. We also have little burners that we have. A lot of people that are
like mini iron skillets, and they're so fucking
they're cute. They're cute. And then we have some cauldrons as well. And then I actually have this triangle thing that's like way old. It's from forever ago. I'm not even sure where we could purchase those. But if you do happen to fall short and you don't want to ruin any of your plates, you can actually get tin foil. You're going to place the shiny side up, wrap it really tightly around the plate, poke a couple of holes, and burn it that way. So that way it's not getting into the plate, but it's staying on the tin foil. So that's a good way to do things too. Step-by-step offerings. A lot of times you will pay homage with plates that they're eating.
Remember, guys, the placement at the table.
Yes.
The food that you give them, you can even serve them and leave them in place at the table, especially during holidays and stuff like that, or their birthday or any time that you're trying to honor them.
Yeah. So depending on the ritual, I know with Santeria, a lot of times we will leave a place at the end of the table, and then everybody leaves like small portions on their plate to leave.
Oh wow.
And yeah, and then you do like a little ritual afterwards. But with me, like for my dad's birthday, or if we're celebrating something for him, his favorite was pecan pie, so I'll make a pecan pie. And he liked my potato enchiladas, so I'll make those. My husband, Irish and Scottish, full man, steak and potatoes. Anything with steak and potatoes. You don't have to leave food. It can be candy. It can be drinks. You know, the whole point with the altar is, you guys, is sometimes we can't get to our loved ones, especially with Hispanic families. A lot of times we left our loved ones back home in their ancestral dirt, and we came here. So if they're far away, that's a good way to honor them. Put their picture up, you know, clean it.
Even their ashes, if you have their ashes, their ashes can be on there as well.
Nina has a funny story with ashes.
Oh my god.
Just don't give any names and we won't give too many details.
Okay. No, I'm gonna tell the whole story.
Oh, God.
So we went to Idaho. My cousin is like, here's my dad's ashes. I don't want them. Like, take them. So she asked my mom, which would be her dad's sister, right? Do you want them? And she said, yes. Well, Nina's coming up here, so I'll give them to her. Wait, don't fucking give them to me. Okay, so they're in a, the people didn't even give her a box to put it in, okay? And so it was in a Ziploc bag, in a grocery bag, okay, like a dollar store bag. Tied it on top of them in my stuff, okay?
And mind you, you guys, we traveled from Utah to Idaho, and then we traveled back the same night.
Same night.
So we were tired.
We
Nina
got home
stayed
early
up.
hours.
Yeah. And Nina stayed up the whole ride. I was hangry and mad, and I went to bed.
Right.
So
I get home and I take all my shit out of my bag. And I'm like, I don't know where the fuck to put this so I can get it to my mother. So I don't know what the hell I did with it. Okay? I thought I threw it in my closet, honestly. Like, that's where I have it. I didn't just throw it in the closet.
No,
okay?
no.
I have a tote with all of my extra cards, my stuff that I sell at events and different things like that. So I thought I set it up in there, you know, because I thought, okay, that's probably the safest place right now. And then I message everybody, guys, check the card. Where's the fucking ashes? I can't find them. I think I threw them away.
yeah, and I get a text message early in the morning the next day. Brenda, I think I threw my teal out. And I was like,
I threw away the trash.
we're going crazy.
Oh my gosh, I was crying but laughing but crying because I was like,
my mom's gonna kill me. And so you guys legitimately looked up how to make
ashes. We were gonna, somebody's mom was gonna go up and go get some wood. We're gonna burn it and get some sand and mix it, heat it, and all kinds of shit. Hey, we come up with some shit.
Oh, it was great.
It was scary. Okay, and so I'm over here like crying, like fuck. I'm cursed. Okay, I just threw his fucking ashes. Like that's not the way you honor the dead, whether you look at them or not. Okay. Oh my gosh. So I'm looking and looking and looking.
We even have the person that drove in her truck. She goes through the whole back. She's cleaning it out with a rake, and they've got this. And she's small, like she's short, like us. Okay, well, Nina's taller than me, but she's like, yeah. So she's short. She's a little thing, and she's like, I don't want him in the truck. So she's trying to go through the truck to see if he's in there. She sees the bag, and she pulls the bag out, and it wasn't.
Ashes.
Yeah,
so I'm over here looking through the trash, like, because I get gross, not really easy. I'll throw up real fast, and I'm like, ooh, ooh. And this is the outside trash now. Like it was thrown the fuck outside because I cleaned my room real nice,
in the house,
you know, kind of decluttered some shit. So I took my trash from my room and I connected it with the kitchen, and I went and tossed it out. So and I couldn't find it, and then next thing you know, I turn around and I look up. And I have a shelf that stands high, and I have a little Mexican, what is it, a statue?
Yeah.
And he's got a little sombrero, and I think he's a piggy bank. And this motherfucker was right behind the piggy bank. How it got there? I don't know. I don't remember putting it there.
We don't care.
I actually don't care.
We were like, okay. She's like, I found him. And I was like, okay. Because we were legitimately going to make some fake ashes. And I really hope your mom don't see this.
But no, I told her. Yeah, no, I told my mom, like, because I'm very honest and I'm very blunt, so I always say shit. One things I shouldn't say. And my niece was getting married, and so I was like, here, mom, here's my deal, and I handed it to her so she could put it in her purse so I don't forget it, because like, I'm forgetful. And I said, guess what? You'll never guess what. I thought I threw them in the fucking trash. She goes, what? And I said, yes, I spent a couple of days like freaking the fuck out because I thought I threw your brother away. She was like,
oh no.
She just kind of laughed a little bit, and then she started laughing really fucking hard. Like I guess she got the image in her head. But yeah, that was horrible. Man, I had the bubble guts for days. I was so sick.
I sit there and I think about it, and I was like, we're legitimately gonna make some ashes. Like we are down for each other. That's how crazy we are.
Oh dear Lord. Yeah. So don't ever give me your ashes off.
The ashes do not go to the
No,
Check mark.
Okay, so yeah, you can put ashes on the altar.
Yeah.
You know, and that's okay. That's
Okay, and it doesn't need to be fancy or none of that,
No.
you guys. It doesn't. It's what you put from the heart, and I think that's a lot of things that people need to remember.
okay. So when you're praying, I mean, it's just talking to them. You know, you don't really have to. I mean, unless you're formal and like, I'll just bring up the Catholic religion where you just, you know, cross yourself and you kneel down.
Never mind.
And you kneel down and you say a full on prayer, or you know any other type of religion that just kind of goes there. You don't have to. You can just start talking to them. They hear you. They understand you. They hear what you're saying. Um, it doesn't go through anything but directly to them. Okay, so they will get your prayer, and it's okay to pray to them. It's not a sin. Okay, I have to bring that up because some people, the way they are taught, they think it's a sin to not only pray to Jesus or God, or because usually, typically, religious people are the ones that pray. Um, but you can talk to your people like this as well. It's okay to pray to them. You're not doing anything wrong. Okay? I had to bring that up.
No, I love that you brought that up. I was gonna be a smart ass, but I'm not gonna do it.
Go ahead, be a smart ass.
No, it's me. I'm gonna behave. I'm trying to rein my Virgo energy in before I get myself in trouble. No, I was gonna be sacrilegious. Okay. A little bit about this, it's Sunday, you know? And you do, man.
Yeah, that's so
yeah.
funny. I'm gonna tell you what time. Let me just tell this story real quick. This has nothing to do with the ancestral shit, but it does have to do with the funeral, okay? And this is my family that I call my family. That's my ex-husband's family, but they're my family. Okay? They had a death, and you know, I'm gonna say most Catholic religions people are not. They don't go to church often. Okay, I don't go to church because I'm not fucking Catholic. And so I'm here at this funeral. You know how many times I had to kneel and stand up and all of that shit, and I was like, God damn, I'm losing my breath. I think I made my heart rate, for about 10 minutes. That shit went hard. Okay. Then we got chewed out by the father, or whatever you call him, because nobody was saying the return shit. I don't know what you call it.
Oh, when they pray, they do the. Okay,
I don't know if they're praying the rosary. I don't know what they're praying.
Probably the praying with the rosary, and then you say, peace granted unto them. Yeah, that one's part of the. Never mind. I went to strict Catholic school growing up. Okay, I was a Catholic girl, like all the way. I was an altar girl.
Yeah, so this dude stopped the fucking service and said, "I'm ashamed of all of you because nobody's saying this back and this and that." And I thought, we're at a fucking funeral, bitch. Fucking have some fucking respect. You know what I mean? Yeah, but that's just me. That's how I am. And so I sat there and I thought, are you fucking kidding me? Are you kidding me? We're doing this because why your ego got hurt, And that's exactly what I thought. And so yeah, he stopped the service to tell everybody off. I was disappointed that nobody did shit, and so everybody's like, you guys gotta go back to church, and gotta start coming, and this and that. And I just, when he came to greet me, I just looked at him and I said, how dare you discipline my family like that? Not all of us are fucking Catholic. And I told him exactly like that because that's the way I talk. That's the way I pray.
Yeah.
That's the way I pray. Yes, I said it in the church. Because that's how I talk to people, and take it or leave it. Yeah, it might have been disrespectful to some, but to me, I was like, you disrespected us. Oh,
Look at her. She got her little chola in there.
Yeah, I mean, I just don't think that's okay because because you're a father doesn't mean that you have to tell people off. Like, say that shit for Sunday. What?
Well, not just that. I feel like when people are grieving, you're at a loss. You're at a loss. Like, I mean, like I said, I grew up.
People can't eat or talk.
Yeah. No, you can't. I have a cousin. She'll go to one, but she will never eat. So she just can't eat. Like, she gets so upset, and it's the energy that she felt. For my dad, when he passed, they were like, do you want to read the rosary, or do you want? We'll just have somebody else. And I was offended. I took offense to that. I was like, I am who I am, but I can read the rosary for my dad. You guys.
Oh, they didn't watch you too because of what you practice?
Yeah.
Oh, shit.
So yeah, so I shouldn't have done it anyway. For the simple fact that I was grieving. I was grieving the loss of my dad, and I couldn't even get through the prayer. I couldn't, And then my mom comes running up to grab me because I'm trying not to cry, and she's like, "Miranda, you're doing the wrong prayer." And I end up there's a speaker in front of us, and I'm yelling at her, "Mom, I know how to read the rosary," and they're like, "Well, you're doing it wrong." So we're arguing.
My gosh.
Oh,
And that's, of course, that's when anger comes in.
yeah. I was like, "Don't tell me how to honor my dad." And
Oh,
my poor
shit,
mom.
that's crazy.
My poor mom. Speaking of which, today is my dad's passing day. It's been 3 years.
Yeah,
so
she's been having a hard day.
I've had a rough day today, but no, you guys just show them the love that you have for them, or let them know like the good memories you have. Even if you're crying, that's what I will say for a lot of women. Like these women, my grandmother used to always say that the women would carry the spirit of the family, and she said, so when you cry, you've got thousands of women that are behind you crying too, and their tears are washing it and they're healing. So if you have to let your sorrow out, you let them handle the rest. And they do. And that always takes me back to the same thing I always say. Just because I won't do anything to you, that does not say shit about the spirits that protect me. So you guys think about that when you mess with spiritual people.
So I kind of want to go into a little bit of what you can use the ancestral altar for. And like I said, you can do guidance, like a guidance candle. And you just make sure you always have water because this is the receiver, okay?
Yes.
Water is a receiver between you and your ancestors. So make sure you always have clean water when you're asking for something or when you're wanting to tell them something. So you just want to get like a white candle or any color candle you like if you're asking for guidance in certain things. Okay? And you put your questions, you can write down, or you can just say it to them. Look, this is what I need help with. Light the candle and let it be. You will get your answer. You'll get your response and your answer in one way, shape, or form. Which another one is dreaming and asking them to come to your dreams. Did you know you guys could do that? Like, I think that's so sweet. So, there's actually a spell you can do to ask them to come into your dreams.
Oh, really? My dad just shows up, but I've already told you about.
Yeah.
My family.
Some people have a hard time.
Yeah.
Some people have a hard time with their ancestors coming into their dreams because they either don't get enough sleep and they don't get into that deep enough sleep where they can come in and visit. So you're gonna get mugwort or chamomile tea. Okay, you're gonna make a tea. You're gonna drink it. Light a candle and put it right in front of the photos of whoever. If you're asking one person or all of them, and you ask them to come in and visit, and you just sit and see them coming to you while you're sipping your tea. Once the cup is gone, you're good. Okay, leave the candle burning and expect to see them very soon because you're actually asking them, and your mind is going to a consciousness with the mugwort or the chamomile that is able to reach them in
Their spirit realm.
In their spirit realm where you will like actually pull them in. Okay, so I thought that was really fun.
No, I love that. I love that. Some of us, our families pass before we get there, and I think that's a really powerful one. Or when people pass unexpectedly, I love that, you guys. So that's definitely one to try.
Yeah, most definitely. It's funny because I just came across being a medium and stuff like that. So I came across somebody's like review, and they were like, I sat for an hour with Nina, and she cried with me as I cried with my mom because sometimes our past loved ones pass on without saying sorry to us for the things they've done to us, or you wonder if they have regret. And she said her mom actually had regret, and she apologized for what she said, for what she had done while she was alive. And the girl that I was was working with, she said, you know, I realize that I'm so much like my mother, that so much more like my mother than I ever knew. And in knowing that and understanding her journey, because we had a long talk, and I remember this reading because they were just talking back and forth, and back and forth, and of course I was the messenger, but um, talking back and forth, it was like, okay, this is why I did this. I didn't show you enough attention because you were so independent, and she took it as like she wasn't worthy, you know. And so the way people receive things is crazy. So I had seen that come across my, it was like 5 years ago or something.
Oh, Nina.
Yeah, so that came across today. I just thought that was weird to bring up.
I love
The
that. That was
ancestors.
just
Yeah.
we were supposed to do this.
Yes, yes. So another thing you can do is you can do a blessing and protection for your house, like a floor wash. And so what you can do is get, you're gonna ask your ancestors to guard your home. You know, and we ask for something. Remember, the water's always got to be there. You can bring in light with candles or Christmas lights. But you want to get the warm water, and you're gonna put Florida water in it, and then you're gonna sit with your ancestors for a moment and have them put their energy in it too, because they will. You ask, you'll receive, yeah. And so you can add also rosemary or basil to the altar, guys, not to the wash, okay, to the altar, because that's also bringing in like protection and unity and
It's cleansing your spirit as well as it's cleansing
yes,
the altar.
exactly. And so you can light a candle as well too. You know, it's all around good. And then you mop your floors, and you can even use before you mop your floors if you want to wash your doorways. You know, and just remember when you keep your front door clean, that allows uh, abundance to come in, guys. Okay, you don't want it cluttered, you don't want it dirty, you don't want it fucked up. So keep your entrance to your home clean. So you can wipe that off and then mop your floors. And there's no certain way to do it, just mop the damn floors. Okay. um, so I thought that was a good idea to do. You know, when you're finished, leave them a small offering. Coffee, bread, fruit, candy, tobacco, weed,
Yeah.
alcohol, you know, whatever it is that they like. You know, as a thank you. And that's just a give and take. You guys, there always has to be a give and take. So another spell I had is healing family wounds.
Oh,
And
this is a good one. This is a
yeah,
good one.
and
Okay.
bringing harmony, especially if you can't get along with your family. You know, you just start to fall apart. You know, and that's not usually how it is, because we know once the friggin' backbone
I was
dies,
gonna say the backbone. Yeah.
once the backbone dies, everybody splits up, you guys, and it's never the same. You don't hang out with the cousins no more. You're not, you know, you're not as close as it used to be. So what you want to do is get a small jar of honey, a paper with the family members' names that are at war or the ones that are not wanting to be, you know, unified, and a pink candle. So the people that need healing, the people that need unity, you are going to write them down on that. You fold the paper towards you and place it in the honey jar on the altar. Okay. You light the candle and ask your ancestors to sweeten the situation and bring them back together.
I love that.
Isn't that sweet?
That is good. I love that.
Yeah, and then also you can do something for your to strengthen your lineage. You know, especially if there's a lot of illness in your bloodline. You know, strengthen your lineage, and um, also for spiritual workers, for your lineage to keep and continue to grow stronger. Um, you know, because like you were lucky enough to be raised in this because your family already knew what was up. You know, me, it was hidden. So I'm the first in my family. You know, so I would definitely love to keep this going because I know my granddaughters.
No, I feel like your granddaughters are very well raised in it.
My kids are too, but they just kind of they're not ready to walk that walk yet, and that's okay. That's okay because it's all to each their own. You know, but how you can bring that strength into your lineage is a red candle. Okay. You place bread or corn on the altar. And you guys, when I say corn, it can be dry corn, it can be corn on the cob, it could be Mexican corn. Like you can juice it up, however the hell the person likes it, okay? However you want to do it. Bread or corn, and then you want to bring in something darker, like rum or coffee.
Yeah.
A darker substance. All right, plus your water. It's going to be added to the water because the water is what receives the messages back and forth. So you're going to place the food and drink on the altar, light the candle, and say, "Blood of my blood, bone of my bone. Stand behind me as I walk in my purpose." And then you just sit quietly and let the generations start piling up behind your shoulders. You're going to start feeling that weight behind you. Also, you might feel lifted, okay, guys? And this is amazing. So I just thought that was a cool one too to share. Yeah. Also, for like anybody that does that has Italian descent, you know, instead of water, you can use olive oil. So that is a transfer for you guys. You can use olive oil instead of water, or if that's what your belief system is, whatever. You know, you come from Italian descent, Sicilian, anything that's over that way, even Romanian, you can use olive oil instead of the water, and so that's more honorable, I guess, for those ancestors. You know, and it's good to know your lineage for this reason, so you know exactly what to give them. So like in the Afro-Cuban or Santeria, different stuff like that. Um, it says, I don't know what that is. Do you know what that is?
Boveda. So boveda is the word that you will use for your altar.
All right, so they bring in fresh water all the time and white flowers.
Yes.
Fresh water and white flowers, and of course a white candle in the photos of their ancestors will already be on it. But you knock on the table 3 times and you call to your spirit. Okay, and this is cool because it's everything you've already gone through. And this is just honoring them and bringing them in. And you're gonna say, it's in Spanish, so it says, "Ancestros de mi sangre y de mi espíritu caminan conmigo y traigan claridad." And what that means is, ancestors of my blood and of my spirit walk with me and bring me clarity. And so this is something that you can do on a like monthly basis or whatever. So I think that that's pretty cool. Like the Afro Caribbean or like brujeria, they use black coffee.
Yeah, I was taught to use coffee quite often, especially when you are wanting to send them to do your bidding. So
you have to do your bidding. You guys, if you don't know what that means if you want them to go fuck somebody up for you, okay?
Nina,
what?
I swear, I'm always telling her, Nina, no, Nina, stop.
Or
That's not appropriate. No?
Even if you want to gain favor from your ancestors and you want them to shine light on you, you bring in black coffee, also a brown candle, because this is showing the dirt that they had to work, the earth. You know, because a lot of our ancestors were hard workers and they did work in the dirt and did work with their hands mostly, you know, and you want to bring that in and just, you'll say, and this is in Spanish too, so I'll just say it in English. Ancestors that love me, accept this coffee and walk with me, shine light on me. And, you know, it's basic stuff, you guys.
And it's very simple. It's coming from the heart, you know. So I love that.
Yeah, so with that, it says you leave the coffee overnight and then you pour it at the base of the tree. And you guys, you don't have to be Afro,
you don't need to
Caribbean or practice brujeria to do this. If you're drawn to this, then fucking do it. Okay, that means you probably have an ancestor that wants that. So just do what pulls you in. So yeah, the next day you pour it at the base of the tree. The coffee is considered a wake up offering for spirits.
I love that. If you can't get to a tree, do something else. A lot of times we discard stuff in the gutters. We can discard them. Don't discard whole plates of food. You guys just say a prayer over it and throw it in the trash. That's okay. But when it comes to like waters, alcohol, coffee, things in that matter, go ahead. You can put them in the drain. Just make sure you say something over it.
And another one that I saw that I had read through, it's not like on my notes or nothing, but is when you do have somebody ill, like terminally ill, you can
raise their spirit.
that you can raise their spirit, but you can also show them whether it's the will of the person, to pass or stay, so that they have a safe flight and something that is not so painful, peaceful. It can be peaceful. You write their name, and then I'm showing like an egg. They said to put the egg on the altar, and that's the transference of body to spirit. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool too.
Yeah, and the whole idea behind that is the egg, the female. That's why we use eggs in cleansing, you guys.
Mhm.
So it's creation.
Yeah, and it acts as a suction and a portal to suck things in, just like our wombs do.
Mm-hmm.
So when she does the egg over you, it does take away the energy attachments, brujeria, any kind of witchcraft that's been placed on you into the egg, and that's how you are able to read the egg.
Yeah.
So yeah, just little tips for you guys
Tips and
to know.
tricks.
Yeah. All right.
I really like that one. That's good. I'm glad you brought that up.
Yeah, and me, like, I only had my grandmother pass, I haven't had anybody else that I really would consider an ancestor or family. I really haven't had many people in my family pass yet. Just knock on. That's not fucking wood.
I was
Here we go.
gonna say, she's gonna knock on my head.
This is fake wood. Okay. Okay. Um, and so I just keep my grandmother with me, and I don't have an ancestral altar, so you don't have to have one. Okay. But just in case you want one, this is what we're here for.
This is why yeah. Okay. Definitely. And if you guys don't have pictures of them and you want to honor them, find something that they liked and place it on the altar. Well, it's probably a while now because he's a big kid. When my husband passed, my little nephew wanted, he used to babysit him off and on, and he wanted one of his GI Joes, and so we gave him the toy. So when Dia de los Muertos came around, and you know how you do the ofrenda, he always put the GI Joe up there to symbolize my husband.
Nice.
We don't even have any comments unless my phone's not working. So if you guys have commented, I'm sorry, I'm not ignoring you. I just got a new phone because my other one was going to crap, and now I have no idea how to work this one. So it's great.
So we did get somebody email us, and they want us to talk about past lives and astral travel.
Okay.
So I'll put that in our notes so we can bring that up. You guys remember, if you have any suggestions or questions for us, you can hit our email at thewitchinghour@gmail.com. And don't forget to like and subscribe, you guys, because we've grown a lot, and I'm so proud of like the subscribers we have and stuff, and it's just kind of exciting to see
us getting out there. Yes, yeah. I love it. Plus, we're legit. I like that. I like that we're legit. We're not censored. Probably should be a little censored sometimes, but you don't know.
No, I just think we need to be who we are.
But yeah, you guys, we share fun witchy tips and tricks every week.
Yeah.
Except for probably the week of the Witch Fest because we get
we get thrown off there. It's a lot of energy for that weekend. But anyways, you guys have a great Friday the 13th. I hope you guys enjoyed our podcast today.
Yes.
Don't drink and drive.
Don't drink and drive. Go get some fun Friday the 13th flash tattoos if you're eligible.
Yes. Flash tattoos are great.
Yeah, a lot of mine were flash tattoos.
Really?
Well, I got his name's Frankie, so that's for who we know. But anyways, yeah, my little voodoo doll.
Okay. So, that's cute.
Yeah,
I like your voodoo doll.
with the little things in the heart. But anyways,
and remember, guys, we have converted all of our resins that we carry in the shop, copal, camphor, dragon's blood, palo santo, into sprays, y'all. Into sprays. That means you can use it at work, in your car, on the go,
in the office.
In the office.
You can put it in your hoe bag because you might be using hoe bag still.
Hoe bag always works. Okay. So, don't forget that we have these in sprays. They're legit. They're made by these hands in this place. So you guys keep that in mind as you're going through your day. And also, just really quick, we wanted to introduce
Jeanette.
Jeanette. You want to come on in?
Bring a chair.
It was covered.
I like this. No, I'm just kidding. I like this video with me.
So, hi, introduce yourself.
Hello, I'm Jeanette, and I'm one of these guys' friends, one of the besties here. And just recently, I started to go public and social media wise as far as what I do. It's not as intense as these ladies, but I do pretty much
Don't downplay yourself.
Okay, sorry.
Don't downplay yourself. You're like, girl.
Okay, so I do intuitive readings. I also do cleansings if you're dealing with some sickness or anything negative, or yes, and also mental health if you guys are struggling with that. I'm not a therapist, but I consider myself, someone that's pretty intuitive with certain aspects that we go through life. So if you're ever in need of some guidance or some healing,
Don't be afraid to go to her. You guys, she studied under Nina quite some time.
For about 5 years.
Yes, and she's been in and out of the shop for the past few years anyway, and she's now transforming it into full time. So you've heard me.
I'm just so you guys know that she is legit. Like she's new to reading here, but she's not new to the game, guys. So the first thing I ever did with her, she was a client, and she was very curious about what I did, and she's like, "Oh, I want to go with you on house cleansing," and I said, "Okay, you can, but not this one." Well, the other person I was supposed to take with me flaked. She was a flaky bitch, anyways.
It wasn't me.
No, it was not Miranda. Nobody here. But anyways, I just called her up and I said, "Hey, you ready to go?" Because I will not go to somebody's house by myself. Like that is.
I think that's just a role that we've installed. Yeah.
Yeah, and so. Oh my gosh, do you remember that?
oh, I do.
Go ahead and tell some story, girl. Go ahead.
Well, okay, so I had originally gone to Nina for some guidance, and I've always felt intuitive. I've always felt connected with spirit and universe. And anyways, I asked Nina if I could go with her on this cleansing. I've heard of this stuff, and I always felt called to do it, but never hands on. So the first experience I get was a haunted home and haunted spirits that were influencing
A doll and a
a
3-year-old.
doll and a little girl. Some demonic and
How's that for into
it
the
was,
pan into the fire?
I got baptized that day.
Yeah, she sure did. Because I'm gonna tell you, we went straight to the basement because that's where you could feel everything. And walking down the basement, this is a 100-year-old home in Ogden, guys. 100-year-old home in Ogden.
And if you know anything about Ogden, we actually have a very thick history of ghosts.
Mm-hmm.
This is where the railroads first started, and a lot of people were drawn to Ogden because of the coal mines. So we've got a thick history as well as huge ghost activity, and we're talking from war times to nowadays. So
Well, also, like alcohol, all the
Yes,
used to come through and use this as a meetup in between places because of where the railroad was, and 25th Street has
always been known for
things underneath the buildings and stuff. So yeah, it's very haunted. There was lots of trauma that happened there, lots of killing, lots of shit that shouldn't have been happening, So yeah, 100-year-old home, guys. So we walk into the basement and you look under the house where the floorboard is of the floor, and you can see the outside because it still had dirt and there was cement up to here, but like this much space, dirt, and we can see the outside. And we walk into the room, and we let the door open that went to the upstairs.
And it was the basement, mind you. There's dirt. Like this is the basement.
It wasn't finished.
It wasn't refurnished or nothing. Like it was.
She's always in the actual basement.
And I'm like,
Right off
okay,
the
you
bat.
have a powerful tongue, so I'm gonna let you pray and keep that prayer going while I'm trying to get rid of this shit, okay? And so I had a specific prayer for her because, yes, that's necessary for these types of things sometimes, right? And so she's using the phone and she's saying the prayer. Then all of a sudden, bam, 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 that fucking door slammed like 3 fucking times. And she grabbed onto me, the light went out. I think whatever I had went out, and we held each other's hand. And I said, "Are you okay?" Because I get calm, but I didn't know if she was gonna flip out.
I felt it go right past me, and I was like, there it was. There it goes.
It's
Yeah,
gone.
here we
it's
go.
gone.
We're in battle now.
Yep, and yeah, and I was like, "Are you okay?" She grabs my hand really tight. She goes, "Yes, but I can't see my prayer where I said, pray off the top of your head, girl." So we finished cleansing the basement, and yeah, that it had already like taken off. Yeah. But,
Oh, you guys.
We might have to do a show one time. I think you guys hit on a few times of some experiences and stories that you guys have, but
yeah.
there are definitely some more stories there.
Oh yeah, yeah. Battle stories. And so like later on, we go upstairs and now we have to tackle the little girl, and they have like a chandelier that's all lit up, and this motherfucker's flickering like
And
crazy.
it's just
And the
like
little girl,
the little girl. Oh man, she looked at me like
she hated you, huh?
yeah, because it wasn't her, but she looked at me like, woman, like you want to mess with me? Like you better get out of here. But anyways,
Yeah, that was
so
crazy.
but I'm excited. I love to do this type of work. I feel like a calling, and I'm pretty down to earth, and so I just love talking with people. Anyway, these girls, we're like sisters. We've just been through a lot together, so
Yeah.
they're wonderful.
Definitely.
So yes, you guys, don't be afraid if we're too busy.
To
You-
go to
to go to Jeanette, as well as she is taking new clients. So
She is. And you can find her social media on Facebook and Instagram under Sacred Lotus with Jeanette.
and just in case you forget, you can always stop into As Above, So Below. She has business cards.
Yep.
So
And she will be here.
I will be here Tuesdays 1 to 5, and then Wednesday, Thursday, Saturdays 1 to 5, and Saturday 1 to 4.
So just the only day she won't be here is Friday. Yep. So yeah, guys. Thank you so much. Thank you, Jeanette.
Thank
Love
you,
you guys.
love
Love you.
Okay, you guys have a good night.
yeah, so thank you guys for tuning in. Remember, if you have any questions, direct them to our Gmail, which is the witching hour AASB at Gmail.
Oh, she did it! Yay!
Okay. Good night, guys. Bye.
Okay.
Shoot. I so was not ready to get